Now, if I don't want to start a new file, I can simply come up and box pick everything. So I've got to go to the select command first, and then box pick, make sure everything's in there, then simply hit the delete key. So I'll hit delete on the keyboard, and I can start again. I'm just going to come up and draw 4 lines. Something like that, and I'll close it right there. Now you'll notice there's no constraints on this except for connection constraints, saying this is connected to the corner. And so I can add constraints after the fact. If I come up here to horizontal vertical, I can say I'd like this to be vertical, this to be vertical, this to be horizontal, and this to be horizontal. Or I could undo, and I'm going to come up to parallel, the parallel constraint, and say I would like this to be parallel to this. So now when I move this around, I need to hit escape to get out of the command, then identify the line, grab the corner. You see those 2 lines stay vertical and those other 2 lines stay parallel. Now, if you don't want things to stay connected, you can come and turn off this button right here, maintain relationships. So if I draw lines now, and it looks like they're all connected, if I come up to the select command, grab that line, move that, there's nothing holding these lines together. So you could turn off this maintain relationships if you like. I never do that, so I'm just going to turn that back on. Now let's come back up here and draw another rectangle. Now you can also come up here to the lock. And you could lock one corner. Say I don't want this to move. I'll just click on there and it puts this little indicator saying that's locked. Now you can also control the geometry with dimensions. So I go to Smart Dimension. I click on this line and put a dimension on there, and you can see it's really small right now. I'll come over here to text scale and I'll change that to 3 and hit the tab button. Now the dimension's a lot bigger. So if I come in here into this blue area, I can roll that in and out, and that will change the size of the block just by controlling that dimension. And so sometimes you'll use a mix of constraints. For example, just like we modified that dimension and I rolled that, see it's just moving in and out, and both the lines are moving. But say I didn't want to do that, I could come back up to the equal constraint and say I want this line equal to this line. So now, without putting a dimension on here, come back to the dimension and roll that dimension. You see it has to maintain a square because I put on that equal constraint. So one dimension controls both sides.